details across campus, such as the blue light system, students say that arming AUPD just feels unnecessary.
Students tore down those barricades Sunday night before moving the encampment further out towards H Street, where they continue to protest and support. While it's finally warming up in DC, crowds are coming out to the National Zoo to see none other than the giant pandas.
Well, location and quality are important to consider. Students that I spoke to said that price would be their determining factor.
While the temperature was below freezing at the HHS, protesters like Dr. Matthew Brown refused to let the cold stand in the way of their message.
I'm much more comfortable sitting behind a microscope than I am standing out here in the cold, but it's time for us to actually stand up and fight for what we think is right, which is taking care of Americans and their health.
Among the thousands of federal employees fired from their posts are hundreds of medical and scientific researchers. Protesters came together to rally for their colleagues and demand an end to layoffs and cuts to vital services. GW graduate researcher Kaylin Price says she is tired of begging for a livable wage from the government.
What they are doing is theft. They are stealing from you, from me.
Researchers were not alone in their fight today. U.S. representatives such as Senator Chris Van Hollen spoke to crowds in support of their demand. Van Hollen says he's looking to reach across the aisle and wishes Republicans would refocus their attention on standing up to the administration.
Defend the Constitution and stand up to this illegal takeover by Elon Musk at the direction of Donald Trump.
The D.C. protesters were only one group of a National Day of Action for Academics today. For District Wire News, I'm Julianne Sheehan. Well, it's officially tourist season in Washington, D.C. Residents and visitors alike swarm the tidal basin for the annual Cherry Blossom Festival. While peak bloom was last week, the century-old festival is still drawing in crowds daily. Christina Baker of Northern Virginia was one of many visitors today. Baker reflects on the close community feel that defined her experience at the tidal basin.
It is a real nice sense of community. It's a real America moment. You know what I mean? Because everybody's just here enjoying it.
The festival attracts repeat sightseers who commit to coming out year after year, including Javier Yepes Vargas. Vargas spent the day enjoying his 9th visit to the festival, reflecting on his first time seeing the basin during peak bloom in 2017.
And I was just so amazed by all this beautiful trees. So it's great thing to see in the nation's capital.
The cherry blossoms aren't the only thing driving the crowds this year. Food trucks, merchandise booths, and performances by local musicians line the tidal basin for all to enjoy. For those who haven't had the chance to check the festivities out, the festival will be open until Sunday, April 13th. So bring your pet, bring your pal, and catch the beauty while you still can. For District Wire News, I'm Julianne Sheehan. American University students are grieving the death of 16-year-old Nex Benedict.
It always is shocking when something like this happens.
Benedict, who uses he, him, and they, them pronouns, died after a fight broke out in his school bathroom. The exact cause of death remains under investigation at this time. AU Equality Onward hosted a candlelight vigil to celebrate Nex's life.
Because we do have trans, non-binary students at AU who deserve to have that space to grieve and to celebrate the life of Nex.
The vigil included several student speakers who shared their experiences with being trans. Members of the AU community then stood together in a moment of silence.
It felt like we're all just putting everything aside, putting the world on mute, and just coming together, not as just a call to action, but also just to recognize the moment.
The teen's death sparked outrage, especially among members of the LGBTQ+ community.
This is not just the first time this has happened. This is a larger problem that is brewing in this country where the trans community is under attack, non-binary, the LGBTQ+ community is under attack.
As the investigation into Benedict's death develops, Burrell urges people to stay updated.
Keep talking about what happened to Nex, keep looking into it, stay updated on what happened, on what's happening, what's going on with the investigation.
For COM 432, Julianne Sheehan. The crowds were out at the National Zoo today. With temperatures in the high 60s, visitors took advantage of the February sunshine, spending the day with the animals. Among the most popular exhibits, the giant pandas. It was Megan Sayre's first time seeing the pandas in person, and she says they did not disappoint.
Yeah, this is my first time seeing them, so I didn't live in DC the last time they were here, so it's cool to finally get to see them.
Bao Li and Qing Bao made their debut last month. The giant pandas have been a symbol of diplomacy between the US and China for over 50 years. But the pandas weren't the only attraction driving the crowds. Students from J. Lupton Simpson Middle School spent their field trip researching different animals.
We're actually doing a project on them, and we came to see a bobcat.
The zoo's summer hours will begin in 2 weeks. Starting March 15th, the park will extend its hours, staying open until 6 p.m. For District Wire News, I'm Julianne Sheehan. Students across the U.S. are preparing to go head-to-head for a good cause. For the next 8 weeks, campuses are joining the Race to Zero Waste. The annual contest highlights the importance of sustainability through some friendly competition. Environmental science major Grace Lawrence explains how easy it is to take part in the challenge.
Pay attention to where you're throwing away your trash or your waste. Get a reusable water bottle. And honestly, just do a little research. Look to see how something in your daily schedule could maybe be better for the environment.
Simple tasks like investing in reusable water bottles and sorting trash make a big impact and score your university some points. American University students can look to the trash cans themselves to figure out where they should be throwing away their waste. Lawrence is confident in AU's chance to come in first place by the end of the competition. For more information on how to participate, visit campusracetozerowaste.org. For Com 432, I'm Julianne Sheehan.